Well, hi. Everybody else is doing YouTube stories. I thought I'd tell mine. Mine, like everybody else, it starts way before we got introduced to YouTube. Years ago, I had a real bad rollover accident, which kind of created a few disabilities for me, which affected me having a job. So it was kind of difficult to figure out what to do. And of course, after 5 years, I get better, but not perfect. And my sister had a job as a baby photographer. And I thought, ooh, that'd be the perfect job. And she says, well, I don't know if you can do it or not. And I says, don't know until I try. One day, one of the hospitals needed a new photographer, and my sister called me up and said, hey, call and see if they'll take you. So I called in, I got hired, and turns out not only can I do the job, I'm good at it. I was told sales go up. I was real good on making people happy, and my pictures were like, oh my goodness, and a lot fancier than what the company was prepared for. And I really, really did love that job. And so, well, last year, my mother was sick. It was in July, and my mother was really, really sick. And my sister went out and tried to take care of her and did what she could for a couple of weeks. And but Mom wasn't quite up to par, so I went in and I stayed with her for another week. Well, while I was staying with her, she introduced me to YouTube. Seen it here and there, didn't think much of it. And she showed me how I can find this and how I can find that and all kinds of stuff. So I kind of got interested and noticed everyday people were making videos and had their own channels. So I'm like, I don't know if I could do that. I'm kind of nervous about it. Well, in time, I love animal stuff, and for a good giggle, I'll always turn on the animal stuff. And one day I saw this thing about a mean kitty, and I'm like, what's so mean about that cat? Well, I started watching this little kitty thing and found out there was an interesting way of videoing the animals and stuff. And through that, of course, got to see who Cory was and Steph and all that. And Cory reminded me a lot of my kids. My kids are a bit on the wild side and do some stuff I personally don't care for, but doesn't change the fact that it's funny and it's entertaining and all that kind of stuff. And through him, I kind of learned a little bit of a style of how to go about videos. I'd never done videos especially on the computer before, and so I tried this, and I'd watch a little of Cory stuff, and I'd try that, and I'd watch someone else's stuff, and try this and that, and through Cory, I found out about this fellow named Charles. And Charles, Trippy, and Alli Speed, yeah, and they're vlogging everywhere. They just take the camera and put it in front of them and, talk to the camera. And I was very self-conscious about that. I was like, I don't know about this one. But it was a lot of fun. And Jeff Takeover, one time I sent him something, and he actually talked about it on the video, which took me by surprise. And Shay Carl and his Tard family is kind of a funny bunch of people, and I just really enjoyed it. And what I liked the most about all of them, in a way, is that I learned so much about how to take pictures of yourselves, how to have fun with the camera, that kind of thing. Even though it's not perfect, it doesn't have to be, but it can still be a lot of fun. And I took all kinds of crazy pictures of my animals and made a couple of stories out of it. And it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. And one day I tried a new challenge. As everybody out there in YouTube land knows, that Cory and Steph got married, and he sent out a help for his honeymoon. He's like, we got these tickets, I don't know where to go, don't know what to do. So I did some homework, and I tried to find a really good place, and for the first time I made a video of myself, and it was bad. It was just plain bad. And, but I talked about what I wanted to say, and none of it came out right. Nothing was going right, but the gist of it was there. And what took me by surprise is that Cory wrote to me, or sent me a message, and told me I did a great job, and where's this place? I never heard of it, and I send him what information I can find on it, and he says, well, it sounds like a place that we'd want to go. He says, Steph says that's going to be the next trip they make, and they didn't go for their honeymoon on that place, but it sounded like they at least liked the idea of the place. And through that, I learned that Cory is a really neat guy. He doesn't put himself above anybody. It's just, he knows that everybody has a starting place, and whatever it is, it doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be professional, doesn't have to be anything, just who you are and how you feel. And he always goes on about, be yourself. Do what makes you feel good, because you try to please everybody, it's not going to happen. And being 50 years old, I've learned that a long time ago. But he sends out these challenges every now and then, which I just got a kick out of. And would do silly little videos, like Just Dancing was one of my videos, where my husband and I were just doing one of these things, and to my surprise, it was shown on Cory's channel as one of the responses, and I was like, well, that's kind of cool. And a couple other things that I sent in, and it just felt good to think that somebody else thought that what I did was neat, and I really enjoy it, and I've learned so much, from Cory, from Charles and Alli and Shay and all of them. It's like you don't, and you don't have to do anything. A lot of them do stuff I don't care about, but they're doing what makes them happy, and that's what's important. And that's what's important for everybody else. Is, even if YouTube is not your thing, find out what your thing is and do it and enjoy it, because it's important. And if you get paid for it, then all the better. I'd like to be able to get paid for doing stuff on YouTube. Don't know if it'll happen. My husband, little home business going, and been working like the dickens. And I'm looking at putting in a channel for him, and I now have 4 channels I'm associated with, and that'll be the 5th one. I got Sam Jack's Mom, that's my channel. Grog Sassy, that's David and Annie's channel. They always ask me to put their pictures and videos and stuff of them or what they're doing to send, so family back home can see what they're doing. So I do that for them. And I got Leanne Annie 1, and she's a gal who is kind of like one of my adopted kids. Had a baby, and so I did a thing for her, and I've been putting in videos for her of her baby and stuff like that. And Dave has a ministry. It's called Firelight Ministries, and so we have Bible studies in our home. And the big thing is Dave doesn't have to be in charge of everything in that. It's like lately I've been leading the Bible studies, and I'm not the all authority or anything like that, but we just try to make it open for him, and we really enjoy it. And we're hoping that it reaches out to other people and hopefully helps somebody else feel better too. So I just think that everybody should try to enjoy YouTube, and if not YouTube, I know the kids have been bugging me to get Facebook, and then there's something called Twitter, and there's so many things out there. I just scare me, and I'm used to not be very much on cameras, used to not be very much on computers, and now I'm all over it. My son just sent me a whole mess of pictures from Korea, and now I got to make another video. So I think I got about half a dozen of them in the mix right now. So I'm going to be another Cory or Charles or something with all these videos going. But you guys really enjoy the YouTube. Happy birthday, YouTube. Happy birthday to everybody in YouTube. And good luck on your videos, and God bless every one of you.